Hey, what's up guys? Patrick here, and today, or rather yesterday, they announced the Nostalgia is going to be released on the 14th. So that gives us 8 days to do some last minute preparing, and I've decided to make a video on what I'm planning to do on release. Unfortunately, the production value of this video will not be as high quality as my other videos, but I hope you guys understand. My other videos typically take me around 4 to 5 full days to produce, and I figure you guys rather have the information ASAP rather than waiting 5 days from now. If you guys do understand, then do consider hitting that like button, as it helps me spread my videos across to more people, and it also shows me that I can release simpler videos like this on a more frequent basis. But anyways, let's get started. So these are going to be the 5 different topics that we're going to be covering today. Feel free to skip around. I'll probably provide some timestamps below in the description. So I'm going to start off with Oreha Fusion Material, my bread and butter. So for the Oreha Fusion Material, as I mentioned in my other videos, you can make the new Oreha Fusion Material as long as you have a 1490 character when Nostalgia comes out. This is probably the safest flip you can do, in my opinion, by making the new Oreha Fusion Material and selling it. So load up on fish while you still can. I personally have been buying pearls at 3 gold, which is the average price for the past few weeks. I've been buying fish at 19 gold, and I've been avoiding the Oreha Solar Carp until it hits around maybe 12 to 15 gold or even 16 gold, because like I mentioned in my Oreha Fusion video, 1 gold for a natural pearl is equivalent to 6.25 gold of a Oreha Solar Carp. So natural pearl at 3 gold is equivalent to buying Solar Carp at 19. I've seen this drop to 12 gold last week, so I'm hoping that after reset, bots will come back in and lower this to around 12 to 13 gold. But if not, then I'll probably buy some at 15, 16, or whatever makes sense. So game plan for the release. My personal plan is to craft as many of the new Oreha Fusion Material as much as I can and as quickly as I can. And how I'm going to do that is by using my Stronghold Activity Accelerator chips and Stronghold Energy. The Stronghold Accelerator chips reduces craft time by 1 hour. Luckily, the new Oreha will take approximately 57 minutes before any time reduction, so it lines up pretty well for using the benefits of this acceleration chip. And after I exhaust my Stronghold Energy, I'm gonna be replenishing it with the Stronghold Energy pills. I suppose that's the terminology for this item. And if you guys have been exhausting your weekly action energy in your Stronghold, then you should have a bunch of these chests that you can just select and choose which one you want to use. And what I mean by that is that if you do activities in your Stronghold, then you get 3 of these checks per week by exhausting all your action energy. And I've been getting this for, I guess, 10 weeks now, 10, 11 weeks. So pretty cool. Okay, now moving on to rest bonuses. Chaos Dungeons, Guardian Raids, Unas. So, and let me just, transition it well from Oreha Fusion Material. Make sure you save up all your action energy before the release as well. So I would probably stop using the action energy midday Tuesday, in my opinion. That's just a rough guesstimate on how much 12 hours would give me. Okay, so Chaos Dungeons, Guardian Raids. Stop doing them on the 9th, on Friday, right? Because you need 5 full days to get a fully rested Guardian Raid and Chaos Dungeons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. For your Unisas, you can stop doing them on Saturday, because I think every 1 day gives you 2.5. So 2 days will give you 5. And I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get 3 and you get half of it. So you get 1.5 per day. So if you want to really min-max, and then you should stop doing it. You can do 2 on Saturday and leave 1. And then that'll roll over, and the next 3 days will max you out to have exactly 5 on Wednesday. Okay. Next topic, Bloodstones. Okay, so Bloodstones. For Bloodstones, the new Honor Leap Stones will be available for you to purchase. You can buy 8 per week, and it costs 170 Bloodstones per, based off of the information that I got on Reddit. And with the release of the new patch, we will also get access to the hard mode of T3 Boss Rush and T3 Cubes. And that will also have a new chest for us to purchase. The chest itself will cost 1,170 for the first tier, 1,320 for the second tier, and 1,470 Bloodstones for the third tier. Similarly to how it's tiered for the Punica ticket chest as well. So hope you guys have been saving up. If not, you guys still have a week to do so. And since we're talking about Boss Rush tickets, make sure to save up whatever Boss Rush tickets that you currently have. I have about 9 of them. So you guys can do the weekly Boss Rush for the new upgraded Honor Leapstones. So this will change to the new upgraded Honor Leapstones for characters that are 1490 and above after the patch is released. And this will segue into Unisas Dailies +1. So similarly to the Unisas Dailies, these will also get upgraded to the upgraded Honor Leapstones. As mentioned in my earlier video, if you guys haven't seen it, it's probably too late now, but hope you guys have been saving your Unisas Daily +1s, because these will allow you to get additional 3 Unisas Daily per day per character. And if you were to use it on Unisas that give you 5 Leapstones, then you're gonna get an extra 15 upgraded Great Honor Leapstones per day for any character that you choose to use them on. I want to talk about Aura of Resonance. So Aura of Resonance are auras that you can consume to get additional access to your Chaos Dungeons. I've been saving them up for every single maintenance compensation package that we got. I believe I have about 4 of them. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 of them. So I'm still deciding whether or not I want to use them on a 1520 character after I get the 1520 gear, or to save them for the 1540 Chaos Dungeon that potentially might be coming out in February or March. Considering that the only plus side I have now from using it is to have additional rows for the bracelet as well as getting the new materials to sell. But I'm not quite sold on what's the most profitable for now, so I'm just gonna play it by ear when the patch is released, and I'll just take a look at what the market is pricing the new holding materials for. So just something for you guys to consider. You guys don't have to use it on this release. You guys can save it for the 1540 Chaos Dungeon and get chances to row better ancient gear and ancient bracelet. Okay, so number 7, Unisas Dailies. Which ones should you do or should have done? I guess it's a little too late now. You only have probably 4 days to optimize for your Unis task. So the way I see this is, if you're below 1490, then for sure do Great Honor Leapstones. If you're above 1490, then really depends on what you want to do. But ideally, you need a mixture of both Honor Shards and Great Honor Leapstones. If you're trying to hit 1500 after Gate 2, if you're trying to do Gate 3 and 4 on the first week, in order to get access to Gate 3 and 4, you need to be at 1500. In order to hit 1500, and the most cost efficient way is to be at 1492. And after you complete Gate 2, you get the first time chest for additional mats to craft your new Berserker gear. After you convert your lowest gear, you'll be at 1510. You do 3 taps, gain 30 at level, and then you'll be at 1500. And you'll be able to do Gate 3 and 4 afterwards. If your goal is to do Gate 5 and 6 on the first week, then you need to be at 1512.5 currently. And same thing, you have to convert your lowest gear, and assuming you did all 21s and 22s, and then you'll have a level 13 gear, and you gotta hit 3 times to hit 1520. And then the amount of materials you need to hit 1500, getting those 3 taps, you're gonna need to hit 13, 14, 15. 13, 14, 15. So on average, you're going to need 348 of the new Great Honor Leapstones, as well as 3 million silver and 137,000 honest hearts. 348 of the Great Honor Leapstones, the new ones. If you expect to be having average luck, then you're going to need about 1,700 Great Honor Leapstones, not factoring any free hones from your Fused Leapstones. If you are going to have really poor luck, then you're going to need a lot more Great Honor Leapstones. You're going to need about 185 times 5. You need about 4,000 Great Honor Leapstones. But that's if you really want to push the gates when it's first released. If not, then honestly just do Honor Shards and call it a day, and just do the new Great Honor Leapstone Una's tasks when it comes out. And then similarly, if you're going to do Gate 5 and 6, and then average case scenario, you're going to need about 2.2 thousand Great Honor Leapstones, and in worst case, you need about 5,000. And then keep in mind, you're gonna need gold, silver, honor shards, and the new honing material. But we got that covered, right, guys? Okay. So moving on, legendary engraving books. So Twinkle Twinkle Exchange Shop, that's gonna be expiring the day before the Presaza release. So this is gonna actually be your last chance to purchase any legendary engraving books. They are going for pretty cheap right now, but if you are budget conscious, if you're tied up for gold, then you really gotta figure out what you want to do with your gold. Whether that's honing for new content, saving up to flip Orehas, or to finish your 5x3. Honestly, if you don't have your 5x3 by now and you don't have a static, then it might be better to invest in these in the long run. We don't know when the toad is gonna come back. Lost Ark themselves have mentioned that they're gonna be re-evaluating things after the event ends, so we really don't know if it comes back. Okay, so silver. So I showed you guys already. You guys need a lot of silver if you guys plan on honing. This may be a lot for some people, maybe very few for others, but you might want to consider the silver that you're going to use when you re-roll your bracelets that drops. Whether you're going to re-roll it now or later, that's up to you, but more silver is always going to be better. Okay, so last topic, probably the most controversial, and I'm not even sure if I really want to share it at this point, but I'm just gonna do it anyways. So in an earlier video of mine, I mentioned that I was holding guardian stones to flip them, and I have a bunch of these guardian stones that I've been buying up since July. Before the purchase limitation was there, it was super easy to buy up. Nowadays, not too easy to buy them, and I know most people are sort of tied up in gold. And if you are, then maybe don't consider doing this. But I just want to throw it out there in case, people who are interested in doing it and have the means to do so can make the decision for themselves. So as you guys can see, aside from the Guardian Stones that I've been hoarding, I've also been buying these Destruction Stones as well. Reason being is that they are pretty dirt cheap right now for 2 gold. And I personally believe that these are going to go up in price. And if not, 2 gold is not that big of a deal, in my opinion, because I'm gonna be using these. People who've been pushing in the past on the weapon, you bought these at 7 gold plus, probably like 10 gold, 12 gold, etc. So buying these at 2 gold is not gonna kill you. And the reason why I think it's gonna go up is gonna be a combination of a couple of factors. So one is that Summoner is gonna be released, right? And they're gonna need Destruction Stones to hone if they aren't well prepared. Second is the new relic gear. So in order to hone, and people who would hone these, let's assume only whales are gonna be honing weapon, right? They're gonna be saving up for 2 weeks to be able to craft the new weapon and hone. And when they do hone, they probably have a 25 weapon, hone to 19, and then do 1 tap for 20, right? Everyone's concern is that it's limited to 20. They're not gonna use that much Destruction Stones, and it's not gonna be as intense as when Belshazzar Heart comes out and this limit gets increased to 25 as opposed to 20. But my thoughts are that even if you want to do 1 weapon for 20, it's the average case scenario for 20, you're gonna need 42,000 of the new Destruction Shard on average. 42,000 is equivalent to 210,000 Destruction Stones. That's a lot of Destruction Stones. 1 whale would move this really quickly, right? So right now there's 11,000 units. You need 21,000 units. So they're gonna eat up this level 3 instantly and hit half of level 4. And that's 1 whale. So depending on how many whales it's gonna push, I believe this is gonna go up at least to 5 gold minimum. But like I said, this is a risky gamble, so do it at your own risk. I warned you guys, and don't have to follow me. And then similarly for Guardian Stones, I'm not too hot about these anymore because these haven't really been moving for the past couple of months. It's been at 78,000 units, but same concept, right? So maybe it moves, maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't move, then it's 1 gold, right? Just to sell it back into the auction house. Only thing you lose is opportunity cost, which may be a big factor for some or most of you guys. So like I said, do understand that this may be a risky trade. That may pay off really well, and if not, then you lose opportunity costs. Right, you lose the opportunity to purchase the legendary engraving books that you would have bought otherwise. You lose the ability to purchase more fish in order to flip or create Oreha Fusion materials. You lose the opportunity to purchase these honor shard patches that you could have gotten otherwise and have been going up in value. But in my opinion, I like diversifying. I have a bunch of honor shards already. I have these honing materials that I'm gonna sell as well. I have these books that I've been buying from the tote shop and gonna sell them as well once they double in value back to their original price before the tote shop. And lastly, also forgot to mention that I honestly think that the Destruction Stones are deeply undervalued right now due to the tote shop. once the toe chop was released, these dropped from 7 gold to 2 gold, and I think these are an absolute steal. But also one thing to note is, if you are holding these and these are moving on the first week, second week, etc., I would be a little concerned on the timing. I would try to sell these. I would try to sell half of these once it starts moving at 3 gold, so you get 1 gold profit. So then you can sell the other half whenever. Hopefully continues to go up. If not, then if you sell it back at 1 gold, then at least you gain 50%, right? So it's not too bad. Like and subscribe if you guys are okay with this format for me to have simpler videos but give you guys the information that is still valuable in my opinion. But anyways, and that's it for me, boys. I'll see you guys in my other video.